Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conquest, and this is going to be part 35 of my early campaign where I'm playing as Aragon. And in the last episode I was able to, what did I do? I did take out the Italians, they're now gone. And I now own Corsica and Sardinia. And my Mediterranean empire is growing here. At least I've taken off kind of the easy bits. There are some tougher bites to chew off coming up soon. Well, I don't know about soon, but yes, I want to get Naples eventually off of the papacy, and I do want to get Greece and Crete off of the Byzantines, and of course Cyprus off of the Egyptians as well. So I'm going to have to really choose my moments carefully here, because I don't want to anger everyone, because I do need to trade and I do need to make some money. As is, I'm doing pretty well. I'm sitting at 230,000 in my bank, in my treasury. And oh man, isn't it just like, let's just think back, you know, to the times when, how far in debt was I? Was it 130,000 in debt? Was it even more? I can't remember. Maybe, yeah, let's not remember. Let's just move forward with that. So, yeah, this feels good. And what feels even better is this, making 9,000 per year. That's awesome. That feels really good. And it's going to be a question though of, so if we look at the points, right? I'm doing okay. I have more than the Byzantines, and the Egyptians, I'm tied with the Egyptians. Who's making more? So 8, 9, 10, 11. Then, yeah, so I'm making quite a bit more than the Egyptians, actually. So, okay, so I don't have to worry about them. For some reason, I thought that I did, but I don't. It's just the French. It really is just the French. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to be the question then. And I wonder if they would attack me. I know some of you seem to think that they might attack soon. And I don't know. They might. They might attack soon. How many factions are they at war with? A few. The Byzantines, the Egyptians, the Germans, and the Mongols. And I suppose you could say that none of those factions really do present much of a threat. Byzantines, pretty much all they have is right here in Croatia, and I know they've attacked Austria a few times and they've failed. The Egyptians are staying put here in Hungary. They're not really threatening, and they probably feel a little bit overextended here in Hungary, to be honest. Just because the Egyptians, well, Hungary is bordered by, you know, the Mongols and then the Germans and then the French and the Byzantines. So they must feel a little bit overextended here. And expanding past this point for the Egyptians is probably out of the cards. Especially because this little segment of the Egyptian empire is, it's cut off. So they don't have a navy. Well, do they have a navy? I'm not seeing any Egyptian boats. So yeah, they're completely cut off, and they can't receive any support from the rest of their domain, which is all splintered. Like the Egyptian empire is just really messed up. So the French crusade did succeed in taking Tripoli. It's just going to be 2 turns before the garrison here falls, and then this crusade will have completed its objective. And then the Egyptians do have Khazar as well. So yeah, they're pretty fragmented, and I guess I don't have to worry about points with the points race with them, just because, yeah, we are tied, but I'm making more. So yeah, that goes back to the French, right? That goes back to the French and whether or not they would attack me. They do have some forces on my borders, and if I look at their armies, is there anything here that really scares me? And I think we all know what I'm talking about. It's these bad boys right here. The Chivalric Knights, and they do terrify me. How many of them do they have in these armies? 2 units? I mean, 2 units of Chivalric Knights is something that I can't handle, but then what else do they have? A couple of units of Royal Knights, and then 1 unit of Feudal Knights. Yeah, that's not nothing. It's not nothing. That can be a tough charge to stop. But I feel like I'm working on it. Like, I feel like, you know, my Arbalesters are good. My Feudal Knights obviously being outclassed by the Chivalric Knights, but at least they can be a sweeper unit that kind of like is a stopgap. That can be my reserve that kind of holds a hole in the line. Genetes can obviously throw their javelins, and they can mow down heavy cav. And I have plenty of spearmen. My chivalric sergeants are decent at holding back knights, of course, as well. So, yeah, I don't know how afraid I am of this. And then these armies here in Toulouse are not that imposing either. I am starting to get guns up here. I have some handgunners here in Aragon. These are the guys that are not great at shooting, but they actually kind of are. They're like an all-rounder unit, actually. They have decent armor, and they have decent melee stats. So they're better used as a unit that can essentially get around the flank of an enemy, shoot into the rear of them, hopefully kill at least one of the enemies, so that way the enemy does take that fear penalty to their morale, and then charge the handgunners into the rear of that unit. And that can be a sort of a double whammy on that enemy unit's morale, and that should break them. The rear charge plus the morale hit of, you know, being under fire of gunpowder units is going to be, that's, I don't know how much exactly, but that's a lot of morale that unit's going to lose. So that's what these handgunners can be good for. If I want to get some units that are actually good at shooting, I'm going to have to get the arquebusiers. But I'm not there yet. What I can start doing, though, is I can start training these halberdiers here in Castile. So the halberd is a terrible weapon. In the hands of a skilled man, a blow from one can fell a horse or cleave a man in two. It is a perfect weapon for assault troops who have to break enemy formations and into fortifications. Halberdiers are armored in plate mail. So this is a very useful unit here in this game. It's something that 1321 is the year. Yeah, I suppose this is a little bit late in the game to be getting them, but you know, better late than never, I suppose. They are made for killing heavy cav. That is their designed purpose, and historically too, you know, that's kind of why they came into being, right? And I guess you could say this is kind of why they take over for spearmen, is that unlike spearmen, halberdiers are actually pretty good at killing cav. Sure, spears can hold a line, sure, but the halberdiers are, you know, really good at breaking into that armor and killing the cavalry itself. So they're good units to have, you know, heavily armored, very good defense, bonus versus armored troops, bonus attacking cavalry, and then unfortunately though, slow moving and poor morale. Now, the poor morale is a weird one. It's because it is bad. Like, this isn't kidding. The morale in halberdiers it's bad, and it's something that you do have to account for, and it can make these units kind of tricky. Needlessly so. You would think that for, you know, considering that this is a unit that you need a third tier castle, which is just called a castle, and you need that third tier militia building to be able to train these guys. You would think that we're past the whole poor morale thing. You know? It's kind of strange that we get that. Actually, let me take a... Okay, I need to look at this now. Militia sergeants. Okay, so they also have poor morale. Okay, I just needed to know. I needed to know. And then urban militia also have poor morale, of course. Yeah, because this is the tier 1 version of this, and then the tier 2, and then halberdiers are the tier 3 version of the polearm unit. Now, the urban militia and the militia sergeants do not have that bonus versus cavalry. They just have the bonus versus armored troops. However, yeah, the halberdiers are going to get that bonus versus armored troops and that bonus attacking cavalry. In fact, the polearms themselves, they get a +3 attack versus cav and then +1 defense versus cav. So it works out pretty well. They can definitely do their job. They really can. So let's get these guys going, actually. Let's stop training these Grand Inquisitors and let's get going with the halberdiers. And hopefully I don't need to use them on the attack very often, because they are slow and they are heavily armored, so they get tired fast. They are, so that's that. So something I was thinking of, since I have killed the Italians, there is a possibility of a faction re-emergence from the Italians, and I'm trying to remember, did they own Provence? I can't remember. But if they did, well, the loyalty in Provence right now is beneath 120%, which means there could be a faction re-emergence here. And if not Provence, then at least Genoa, because I know the Italians start off with Genoa. And it's close, as it's 122% loyalty, so I need to get some spies in these provinces, Provence and Genoa. I'm surprised I don't have any. I wonder if I did and then they died. But yeah, I need to get some spies in these provinces. Luckily, there's no border forts in either province. So this is like prime spy territory. And I should be able to lower the loyalty and then maybe get a rebellion. We'll see. So let's stop training in assassins here. And let's get some spies going again here in Valencia. I know that I was trying to kill the French heir. That wasn't working. So let's just kind of go back to the drawing board on that one. I don't know. I have one more assassin here. I mean, 2 stars. That's worth a shot, maybe? Where are the French heirs? I know there's one here. 5-star General H17. Okay. And I think there's another one here. 21 Prince Louis. Man, these guys are good. Huh. Well, the 3-star General might be easier, and there's no border forts in Toulouse as well. So let's just send him up here. Maybe we can get this guy. 24% chance. We'll see. And if he does get him, then his rank will increase, and then he has a better chance of killing the other heir. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't have high hopes, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. In any case, how is the loyalty going on for the French in this area? Huh, Cyrenaica is only 108%. I wonder if we could get an Almohad reemergence. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, anything would help at this point. So, going forward, in this episode, like, you know, clearly I have to keep my eyes on this, right? If the French ended up attacking me, that might end up actually being a decent, like, it might end up being a good thing for me. We are allies, so if they attack, they lose influence. How much influence does the king have? A bit, yeah, 7. 7's good. But he would lose influence for attacking me. He might even become excommunicated, which I'm pretty sure would lose him some more influence, because I am a smaller faction, and as we've sort of seen already in this campaign, the Pope will side with the smaller faction. So they could be excommunicated for attacking me. I could send... I would eventually win the naval war. I might take some losses initially, but once... I mean, I could just send my entire fleet from the Mediterranean, just unleash hell upon the French Navy. And I would win that eventually. So that would damage their abilities to move the troops around, and you know, their trade potential, of course, would be gone. So that would hurt them. That really would hurt them. And with the treasury that I have, I could afford to take some losses on my my treasury. So that's one way that I could hurt them. Now, obviously, I can't stop this crusade from happening. From succeeding. It's going to succeed soon. But if they decide to attack me, and then let's say they started another crusade, or they built another crusade a marker. I know that they have a chapter house here in Murcia, and I'm sure they have another one around here somewhere. But with naval supremacy, I could potentially do a little raiding party, like for example, like Murcia. There's like nothing here, you know, and that would also lower influence for the French. So like that's what I'm thinking. You know, stacking the amount of influence hits on the French could just kind of win me the war without actually having to kill the French. They could end up having a civil war, and yeah, that might be all it takes, because you know, a civil war with the French, and then let's say a faction reemergence from the Italians, maybe even the Almohads, and all of a sudden the French could be losing some territories, you know. So yeah, all it takes is for all of the French family members to die in these stupid little wars that could potentially happen, including just fighting me, you know. Navarre and Aragon are both mountainous regions, and they can be held, I think. So down here it's a little bit different. I don't know. These armies that I have in the south are not as they're not as potent, and I have less in Granada than I do in Cordoba. What do they have here in these armies? Any heavy cav? That's what I'm looking for. Nothing too scary. You know, it really is a decent infantry corps. Don't get me wrong. And they do have a 4-star feudal knight here, but again, nothing too terrifying. I think so. Yeah, we'll keep an eye an eye on that. See how that goes. See how that develops. And I have a ton of forces here in Antioch as well. It's definitely overkill, but like I don't know. I just want to make sure I hang on to it, so I'll leave them there. But if I do need to bring a stack over to Spain, they're there, and I have the navy to bring them over. So in the meantime, I think that I'm just going to. I have an army here that's ready to attack this castle. If you did watch my last Alma Heads episode, you could probably understand why I'm terrified of attacking the castle at this point. Oh man, those battles did not go well. So hopefully these go better. I don't want to wait 4 turns for this garrison to starve out, so I do want to go in here and finish this. My army should win, but I also thought that my armies should have won the other 2 battles in my Alma Heads campaign. And my siege equipment are not good in this one. I have 2 ballistas and 1 catapult, and I don't even know if I have enough men to man these weapons. I don't know how much men is required. I have 6 men on this one, 5 on this one, and then 7 on this one. So here's hoping that's going to be enough to man those pieces. So yeah, let's go in here. Let's end the siege and finish taking Sardinia. And what I was thinking also, so my king is, so this is my new king. He's 35. He's not married yet. I've not been able to get him married because there's like no princesses left for me to marry. In fact, yeah, let me take a quick peek and confirm that. Yep, no princesses to be found. Well, that's just too bad. And this filter is really nice. For those of you who don't know about this, you can just press Z on the keyboard to cycle through taking off agents, taking off armies, and yeah, putting them all back. And then you can also do that with castles by pressing C to do that as well. Yeah, I didn't know that the first couple times I played this campaign. So yeah, one thing like moving from Shogun to this is a very busy campaign map compared to Shogun. And at times it can be a little hard and difficult for my eyes to really understand what I'm looking at. And yeah, finding those filters to help me kind of dumb things down a little bit and make things easier to see is definitely very helpful. So, especially because like these castles, when they get so big, they end up hiding so much. You end up losing agents behind these castles. So, in any case, no princesses. My new king, 35. Hopefully he gets married like immediately. However, again, comparing it to my other campaign that I'm playing, the Alma Heads campaign, where I have had a Khalifa who's been my, leader for a while now, and he's just reached the age of 40 and still no sons. So, yeah, this shit's nerve-wracking. Like, it really sucks when you are considering how you might lose a campaign just because of something that you can't control. So, yes, I'm aware there's kind of a, I don't even know if you call it a cheat or what, but like you can basically get a son, like an heir right away by entering a certain code, and I might end up having to use that in one or both of these campaigns because this is not how I want to go out. No sirree. Now I do have, in this case, so my brother is 34, so he's 1 year younger than the king. And then Prince Ferdinand, I'd assume this is the younger brother. I'd really assume that. But I'm not 100% positive because I'm not sure, can heirs become kings with illegitimate children? Is that a thing that ever happens, or do they need to be married to already have children on the way? Because that happens, correct? I'm pretty sure there are times where if you have your sons who are all already married, then they could already have a son on the way by the time they become king. So you look into this parchment here, in this little scroll, and you say like, oh, hey, that's this person who's, the king's been married for a while before he became king, so this is someone who's already been born. Now, in the case of unmarried kings, I don't know if that's true. In fact, I don't know if that's true to begin with, so. In any case, I will find out in 2 years. Once he becomes 16, I'll know if Prince Ferdinand is a son of this king, or if he's just a younger brother of my old king that has died. I think it's just a younger brother, but Yeah, that's too bad too, because it would be nice if he was the one that became the heir, just because he's younger, but I doubt that's going to be the case here. I doubt that I'm going to be so lucky. So I'm going to need this guy to start making some children. And there's nothing I can do to help that along. There's no part of that process that I can assist with. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I would consider starting a civil war just to get my other brother, in charge. But the fact is, he's only 1 year younger, so it doesn't really help anything. Also, let's see. I keep thinking of things I want to say before I end this turn. But going forward, as far as my conquest is concerned, obviously I want Naples, but the papacy, they might excommunicate me just for attacking them. I know with other Catholic factions, it's more like you get a warning first, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's just an automatic thing with the papacy, but I don't know that for sure. Please confirm if you know. But it would make sense, right? If you attack the papacy and you get excommunicated, that's how I would imagine things go here. But if it's the same as all the other Catholic factions where you get a warning first, that'd be, that makes sense as well, I guess. But I would like to attack Naples without getting excommunicated. That's probably not going to happen. Would my influence of 4 be able to take the hit? I doubt it. I do doubt it. So, an idea then is to launch a couple of crusades to raise my influence, which I can do to the Orthodox Christian Byzantines, who I intend to take Crete and Greece from anyway, and then also the Muslim Egyptians, who I intend to take Cyprus from. So that's 3 crusades that I can use to raise my influence, and that could help soften the blow of getting excommunicated by the papacy when the time comes. So my future conquest plans could involve taking Crete and then Greece and then Cyprus. Am I ready to do that? Maybe not yet. I suppose I do want to spend a bit more time on training up soldiers and working on my economy and my infrastructure, because I have taken these islands, and a few of these islands at least, Rhodes and Malta, and these islands can't produce anything yet. They're still very, very low in their production stage, so they're not really useful yet. Once I can start building boats from them, they'll be nice, but until then, it feels like it's kind of like a wasted slot. Same with like Sardinia as well. So I need more provinces just to kind of up my production capabilities, and so I can catch up in that way. So I don't know if I really do want to go right into a war with the Byzantines. I feel like I want more armies on the field to potentially defend against the French if it comes to that. And also just to, take new territories that I plan on taking. So I'm probably not going to be rushing into anything soon. And instead, I probably will be more keeping an eye on, the things I just said I was worried about, such as my king not having children, and seeing if I can cause a rebellion here, say in Provence or Genoa. And then just working on my overall health of my army, because I do want to get chivalric knights out here in Leon. I'm working on it. I think I'm just 2 buildings away. Yeah, building and a half. I'm a building and a half away. So what? 10 turns before I can start training chivalric knights? Man, it's a long time. We're getting there though. We'll get there. We'll get those chivalric knights out, and hopefully France does not attack us before then. Here is the castle assault in, was it Sardinia? Was it? I get Sardinia. Yeah, Sardinia. Yeah. They really don't have much here, but at this point, I'm not taking anything lightly, so let's see if I can finish this off. In this battle, my general is actually my catapult crew, which is kind of hilarious. He's my 1-star general. He's the best general that I had here in Sardinia, so yeah, in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm actually not going to even go up to the walls until I've created those breaches. Something that I probably should have done in every single battle that I've played. I don't know, I always wanted to make it look more cinematic, like in the movies, but you know what, that's dumb. These movies are dumb, so let's get these breaches first. All 3 of them before I advance with my soldiers, so that they're not just taking arrow fire outside of these castle walls. And yeah, hopefully Blissas can get through. I'm pretty sure gates are weaker than the walls. In fact, I think this one hasn't even hit yet. You would think that a giant crossbow would have good accuracy. I don't even see where the bolts are landing. Are you, like, can you not hit this? What's going on? I have decided that this ballista over on this side could use some help from my archers to burn down a section of this wall here because, yeah, this machine is not getting the job done. We're only 18% damage on this side. So let's, oops, nope, not those guys. You stay up there. But these guys, yeah, lose formation and burn down this section of the wall, please. It is interesting. I actually didn't know that archers could burn down sections of wooden wall until I watched a guide on YouTube made by Brought to Bear, YouTuber who makes these guides for these earlier Total War games that I don't even think he mentioned it. He just showed a clip of this and I was like, my mind was blown. I was like, what? I did not know this was a thing. And thank goodness, right? Like, this is so useful. It really is. Thank goodness archers can shoot down these wooden walls with these fire arrows. Something that the crossbowmen cannot do, which I guess that makes sense. I get it. I don't know if crossbows could fire flaming arrows. Looks like the ballista on this side is having slightly better luck. And oh yeah, I did forget to mention that thank goodness I can actually get some shots in. I wonder if this catapult, can they shoot at this section of the wall? No, it cannot. What about this side? Nope. So this catapult's now useless. That's too bad. And then how are we looking on this side? So 48% damaged with the help of the archers. And then on this side, we're at 51. So I am going to wait until I have all three sections opened up before I make my assault. Oh goodness, look at these cheeky little buggers over here. I just noticed them. They've been taking pot shots at my guys this whole time. Oh dear, there's one Genoese sailor, and there's 3 arbalesters just kind of taking pot shots at me from the forest, so I should probably have my feudal knights come over here and deal with them. You know, it's funny, I was just thinking like, oh man, this could have been my chance to... Wait, why are my guys running away? Guys, over here. I don't know what happened with that. Oh yeah, I know what I did. I moved this formation, and then these guys are a part of that formation. Right, that's what I did. But yeah, I was just thinking that this is my chance to use my dismounted feudal knights, because I've never done that before, never dismounted these guys before, and you can only dismount feudal knights in siege battles, where they become a fairly decent swordsman, from what I understand. And I was just thinking, oh man, this is my chance to use feudal knights in that capacity. And now here I am like, oh no, thank God I have feudal knights on horses so I can just run down these annoying skirmishers. Oh dear, if I just had to chase these guys on foot, like that would have been so stupid. That would have felt so dumb. Yeah, honestly, keeping a unit of mounted cavalrymen available just for this purpose in siege battles probably is not the worst idea. My ballista was able to get this wall down to 98% damaged all by itself. And you know what? That's not bad. That's honestly, you know, I like knowing that that's a possibility. That's kind of a cool thing. Because overall ballistas just appear to be very, very useless. But, you know, knowing that in the early game, they can be used as a long distance, you know, siege, you know, obviously artillery piece that can get you through not just the gates, but they can just about get you through the castle walls. They still do require some assistance from archers, but, you know, it's still nice knowing that. Up front, I do have my archers still in loose formation, just kind of screening the rest of my army's advance. They are obviously getting some shots in as well, which is useful because I'm just kind of thinning out, you know, what little there's left here. It looks like they're shooting at these crossbowmen on this side. On my right side, I do just have all melee, so let's get in there. And then in the center, let's go chivalric sergeants and men-at-arms. Let's go, go, go. And this side, I do have some crossbows, so I may as well use them. But I don't want to, you know, sit around for too long. Let's just kind of get in there. Actually, yeah, let's just get in there. I don't want to, you know, waste time here. In fact, what I can do is I can use my crossbows to start attacking this gate because I don't really have much of a use for them. I just didn't have any other units to bring, so I just brought them for that purpose. So yeah, they'll be used. So it's funny, I was just looking like around, like who do I want to send at the gate for such a thankless task as, you know, getting burned alive by boiling oil. Yeah, sorry crossbows, but you don't really have a purpose in a siege battle because you fire in a straight line, and it's going to be easier. Wait, did I just send my crossbows into melee combat? Yeah, that's fine. Hopefully. Let's send my guys in here, and then here. And they can go in through the front as well. Now let's all pile into the rear of these units that are kind of piled up on my guys here. And yeah, since my crossbows are just fighting in melee, I'm just going to send my feudal sergeants over here to start cracking away at this gatehouse. And let's just get everyone else piling in here. And let's make sure that my archers, I don't want them to be shooting. I'm afraid that you guys are going to be shooting my own guys. Let's take you off fire at will, here and here. And then get inside. Get inside, and let's bring in my feudal knights as well. There we go. The enemy general is now killed. And the gate is at 42% damage, so we still have to deal with this unit of 7 Royal Knights. That's going to be a pretty hefty task. What else do they have in here? Some Urban Militia, Italian Infantry. That's a good unit. There's only 18 of them, but still, they're gonna fight well. And then Feudal Men at Arms as well. So, honestly, not gonna take this lightly. That's enough men to hurt me. So, let's kind of. I wonder if my archers can shoot. Yeah, let's try to get some shots in on the Royal Knights. I doubt my guys will be able to crack through their armor. Regular archers tend to not do well against heavily armored knights, but if we could even just pick off one of them, that would help out. We're almost there. Yep, there we go. Gate is now open. My archers actually have managed to kill 2 of the knights, which is just a wonderful job. So let's get in with my spearmen. Feudal sergeants go first, and then chivalric sergeants, my better spearmen, will go in second. Chivalric men at arms, go, go, go. Feudal sergeants, go ahead, guys. Let's just pile on in. Feudal knights. Yep, gonna need you guys in there as well. And chivalric men at arms, you're gonna be really good at killing the Italian infantrymen. Nothing else for it. Let's just kind of pile in and hope that our numbers will win us the day here. We still have just a little bit less than half of the battle timer remaining, so we should be good on time. It's just gonna be a matter of cracking down these last remaining urban militia. There's 2 Royal Knights left. And then, yeah, the Italian infantry are hanging out in the back. Are the men-at-arms still hanging around? Or are they in the fight? Yeah, the men-at-arms must also be in the fight as well. By this point, it's looking like they've almost managed to force us out of the gateway here. Yeah, they're really pushing us back. But I feel like there's only one... Is there only 1 Royal Knight left? I think there is. But it's this Italian infantry is really hanging in there. There's still 11 of them left. And there's still 14 urban militia. I don't even see how many men-at-arms are left. Man, I am taking a lot of casualties taking this castle, but as long as I take it, that's what's important here. Are we down to just the 1 feudal men-at-arms? Oh my goodness. This is taking forever. Jesus. Is it just the 1 feudal men-at-arms? No, nope, there's 1 Italian infantryman as well. God damn, these guys are just fighting like demons. Alright, I don't even want to know. So I lost 462. Honestly, after the last 2 siege battles that I fought in my Almohads campaign, that's a freaking success. Jesus. Not just because I took the castle, but also just because I lost less men, so... Man, castle battles in this game are bloody. But at least I have the province now, so now I can start working on building it up. I did pillage only 200 foreign, so not much there. And yeah, let's just release the captives because I might get a mercy trait. I don't know. What do we got? Unrest in Switzerland? Haha, I'm going to take credit for that one. Oh wait, no, I don't even have a spy there, so I guess that I can't take credit for that one. Oh well. Unrest in Livonia. Okay, what's happening here? Faction eliminated. Okay, the Byzantines are gone now. Oh, wow. So now I can just take Greece and Crete without any repercussions financially. Fascinating. So I did get a spy caught here in Aquitaine. And my defensive structure here in Aragon is now finished for my castle. That's all nice. And oh, perfect. That's just, thank God, that's what I needed to see. So my king has decided to get married. Wonderful. Now, like, have a kid immediately, please. And Lord Granville, secret blackmailer, and then Don Sancho de Luna is fervent. +1 piety, +10% zeal when governing. Alright, Sardinia is now mine. And, oh yeah, a new set of glorious achievements points as well. So what are we looking at? Oh my god. Oh, wow. Oh, perfect timing too. Just because I'm getting points for Sardinia as well. Oh, that's so awesome. 5 points apiece for each of these. So yeah, that's what, making 25 points, yeah. Or no, am I making 20? No, 20. I'm making 20 points. Yeah, I can count. And then 23 with the conquest points, so that's wonderful. Is that more than the Egyptians? It sure is. Probably still will not be enough for me to catch up to the French, so I probably will have to still deal with the French directly at some point, but yeah, making those extra points is going to really help close the gap, so that feels good. Yeah, now we can take Crete without any worries. They just have 3 units here, and then in Greece, there's only a handful of units as well. Oh, perfect. Yes, I need to jump at this opportunity. Like, I can't wait around. I need to take whatever armies I can muster, like, probably my armies from Corsica and Sardinia. Yeah, I can't move them yet, can I? No, I'm still waiting. Goddamn. So this is still... How many turns before this is finished? Okay, 3 turns, I can move these armies from Corsica. So... Oh, dear. Yeah. Yeah, not having ports is, tough. Would I dare bring any soldiers from the mainland to take Crete? I mean, after all of that talk of, you know, wondering if I have enough soldiers to defend my borders against the French, probably not. I'd probably just wait the 3 turns and then use my Corsica armies to... They can probably take Crete and Greece, right? Especially with the help of my damaged forces from Sardinia. I'd have to leave them here for a little while. Or, I don't know, would I? Because, I'm just gonna start training up peasants to get that going, and then I'm gonna find a governor for Sardinia as well. We can lower... Yeah, let's lower the taxes. Just to make sure that we don't get a faction reemergence of the Italians here in Sardinia. That would be a unfortunate backfire. Oh, wow. My assassin was able to kill that rank 3 heir. I believe this was the 21-year-old. Oh, wow. Okay, so let's send him after the other heir, the 17-year-old. Or by now I believe he's 18. Maybe 19. Looks like the French are losing Livonia to rebels. Alrighty. And yeah, so my heir does come of age. So I will take a peek at that and see if he's indeed the son or not. I don't think he is, but I'll take a look at that. And where is he? Prince Ferdinand. Drinker? Okay, not a good start. So -1 command. And also a great warrior, so he does have good health. Okay, well, those things don't really go hand in hand. Prince Gark. So this is my younger brother, younger by 1 year. He's a blackmailer, so unfortunately he does have -3 loyalty. So I will have to check in on that to see how he's doing, because -3, that's a big chunk. So how are you doing, brother? Oh, okay, 2 loyalty. That's not good. So he's going to have to be kept in the same stack as the king. I believe that's how that works. So Where'd you go? Okay, you're there. Oh, damn, I was gonna... Yeah, there you go. And you're just gonna have to hang out and be babysat by your brother this entire time, because if you're not gonna be loyal, then I can't give you your own stack. So now my assassin, being 3 stars, let's send him after the other heir, which, let's see, is he still here, or did he move somewhere else? Looks like he did move off. Probably to deal with one of the rebellions happening elsewhere. So I don't know if I want to risk, I mean, Aquitaine does have a border fort, and I don't know if I really want to... See, this king is going to die soon. He's 50 years old, and if I can keep targeting heirs, I feel like that's going to be a better idea. So if I can find that really young one, he's probably going to be a better target for me. Oh, wonderful. And Prince Ferdinand is the new heir. Oh, wonderful. Cool. So there's a few interesting things that have been learned here. So even the illegitimate sons can become the heir. Because this is not someone that is of birth of the, the queen, the one that person that he married once he became king. Prince Ferdinand is someone who has been around for 14 years prior to his dad inheriting the throne. So yes, he is an illegitimate son, and he has taken over for his uncle, Prince Gark, as the new heir of this empire. Cool stuff. That's really interesting. That's really neat. Obviously, it's still very important to probably get princes married, if you can find princesses to marry them. But it's also nice to know that even in the meantime, like these guys aren't necessarily like just being completely good Christians. They're they're getting out there and securing their family lineage regardless of whether they're married or not. And God bless them, because we need those sons. So it's nice to see that. That's kind of cool. Oh, perfect. And there is some German princesses on the board. Oh, lovely, lovely. I was starting to get worried there. I was starting to worry that women didn't exist anymore in the year 1323. It was a bleak and dark world. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have any emissaries. Yeah, emissaries don't exist anymore because these frickin' assassins keep on killing my dudes. So, I need to find somewhere where I'm willing to get an emissary going. Yeah, let's stop spy production here for 1 second here in Valencia. Let's get an emissary going. And then, yeah, let's start proposing some marriages for us. Hopefully Prince Ferdinand can get married before he becomes a king. My spies are now delivering me some interesting gossip here. So it's telling me that the French are mobilizing for an attack on the Golden Horde. And if they were in fact mobilizing for an attack on me, I'm pretty sure they would have said mean, not the Golden Horde. So that's, yeah, that's good. It's good to know that. Looks like I did lose a spy here in Austria. That's unfortunate. I don't know why I had a spy in Austria. I must have been following someone. Shipwright completed. Cannon Foundry completed. Armor's Guild. Alright. Yep. Good stuff. Oh man, a bunch of traits. Builder for King Ferdinand. That's always a good one. +10 happiness in all provinces. That's really, really nice. And, ooh, man, this is a good one as well. Well, utterly fearless. Who are you? One of my generals out in the Levant. Yeah. +2 valor, +2 morale. That's always a good one. Other than that, though, that's been a pretty quiet couple of turns here. So far, no one has taken Crete or Greece, thank goodness. But it looks like the Egyptians have taken Croatia or Serbia, and then the papacy have taken Croatia. And there was, it looks like during the end turn, it looked like the French may have teamed up with the papacy, or maybe the French just backed off. I'm not quite sure, but they're not at war with each other, and they are allies. Yeah, so the French must have conceded the territory to the papacy. Is the papacy at war with the Egyptians? Did they clash or no? No, they did not. Okay, so they just got Croatia for free, essentially. Good for them. I'm fine with that. As long as the Egyptians don't take Greece. I guess it wouldn't be the worst thing anyway, because I do intend on going to war with the Egyptians anyway for Cyprus, but it would be nice to kind of hold that off for a few more turns. I wonder where the French intend on attacking the Mongols. Would it be Poland? Or just Brandenburg, Silesia? I mean, the Mongols have advanced fairly far west, which is interesting. It's kind of cool. And there's kind of these separated French territories where they got a little bit overextended, but hasn't really affected them too much. The French Empire is still going strong. Unfortunate for me, but man, look at all that influence. Jeez, oh Pete. Yeah, that is a lot. And my assassin that was going after their young prince did die, so... And I haven't been able to train more assassins because I was training spies to try to destabilize province in Genoa. And yeah, that's not working. I mean, we are at 97% loyalty here in Genoa, so you'd think that if there were any potential instances for an Italian reemergence, it would happen, right? Like, this is the conditions for it. So perhaps we can still wait. Like, it depends on there being an heir for the Italians that needs to still come of age. And of course, that is being tracked by the game. So that could be a potential thing that could happen here in Genoa. Province did say, oh, I was going to say they stabilized, but they did not stabilize. They're at a 94% loyalty. Okay. Yeah, so we could have something happening up here in these two provinces. As long as it doesn't happen in my provinces. Corsica is good, and then Sardinia is good as well. Yeah, that's what I want to see. But if we can get an Italian reemergence up here, that would be wonderful, just to apply some more pressure on the French. I would like to see that. And I am getting my emissaries to propose marriage to these German princesses to try to get them to marry my young son in hopes that we can establish our dynasty going forward. Man, I'm really happy that that worked out. Like, that really, finding out that illegitimate sons, you know, becoming heirs is a thing in this game is really, really cool. I just wish there was a family tree, right? That just made this easier to track, because that would make things a lot easier. Because, you know, how the hell am I supposed to, know these things? Like, yeah, I can't remember all this shit. It's a lot. So, in any case, I do have a port that's finished here in Corsica, and you know what that means. That means my armies are now free to invade wherever they want to go. And wherever they want to go, that means Crete. So I will be taking Crete, probably in this turn. Wait, can I bring these armies or no? They're still stuck here. I still have to wait one turn for this port to finish. Yeah, I can wait one more turn, and I do actually have bombards that are being built here in Portugal, so I will have some decent artillery that can be used to destroy the walls of this. What is this, a castle? So yeah, the same things that I've been facing recently in all the other sieges that I've been fighting. Castle, ring wall, and catapult towers, so pretty decent defenses there. And having some gunpowder tech to help break down those walls will be pretty nice. So we'll wait the extra turn just so I can just bring a few extra soldiers from Sardinia over as well, because I will be relying on my Sardinian forces and my Corsican forces to essentially be my new conquerors, right? Because I don't really want to sacrifice any men from my borders here in the north or the south or Antioch. I kind of want to leave all those guys where they are, so I'm kind of relying on these armies to do the job in conquering Crete and then Greece for me. So hopefully they will be able to get the job. I know those sieges will get pretty deadly over time, so hopefully perhaps the sieges will end quickly enough just by starving them out, and we won't actually have to rush in there and lose 500 men in these upcoming siege battles. So in any case, that's all going to have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and thank you very much for watching. I've been Conestep, and this has been Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.